Hey guys, I'm back. Welcome to another video on Playing Man. Today, I'm going to be cleaning up this tree and giving you guys tips along the whole way. I've already cut the tree down because it's sitting right here in front of the house. I'm going to chop it up into some firewood. I'm going to step you guys through the process. First things first, one of the most important things I've learned when felling trees is to make sure your chainsaw chain is sharp. If you think it's not sharp, is what I've learned. If you just think that this probably could be sharper, then it probably isn't sharp enough. To me, it's worth it just to put a brand new chain on it and then taking the time to sharpen it. I've tried that. It takes forever. I have one of the easy sharpeners and it just does not get sharp as a new chain. So a tip for when you're putting your new chain on, flip the bar around. The bar can be flipped around like this, and that keeps it kind of, kind of like flipping tires or rotating tires. You rotate the bar, because if you keep going in one direction, it eventually keeps bending that way. And so if you turn it, it'll bend the opposite way. So I turn it every time I change my chain. And so right now it's going to be upside down. A couple of minor quick tips before you get going. Sunflower seeds keeps you busy and occupied and keeps some taste in your mouth. Also, get a fire established. If you plan on hauling the limbs somewhere, get a fire established. This is so much funner. You get to burn it as you go. And since this is a green tree, I have the fire going so I can just throw stuff on top and not have to try to start it later on. So I got the fire going. Also, safety. Protect your hearing, okay? I hate safety, but I've managed to do it. I got some chaps here. Also, you're going to need a couple wedgies. Not the good kind that go up your butt, but these kind that go inside the tree to separate it as you go through the log. I'm gonna start cutting the little limbs off and then put those in the fire, and then start with the big limbs from the top down to the bottom ones. As you can see, this tree's off the ground. Okay, I'm not wearing a helmet, but that's exactly why safety is important, okay? When you're chopping these branches, you need to figure out where the weight is distributed. You need to figure out if it breaks in the middle, is it going to go this way or this way? If it's going to go this way, you want to cut it from the bottom because it's going to pinch your saw. If it's going to crack this way, you want to go from here. If both, you just kind of do up and down. Watch this. This one, I believe, is going to crack like this. It's going to go like this. So it's going to pinch my blade if I go here. So I'm going to just come up. Watch. See how that happened? Went like this, so I went underneath and did pinch my bar. Another sign to tell if your chainsaw is dull is if you're having to put a whole bunch of pressure, because you shouldn't have to put any pressure when you're cutting with the chainsaw. You let the chainsaw direct itself. It actually digs itself down into the log. So that's how you know if you have a dull chain as well. So when you get to this really big stuff and it's laying on the ground, this is where your wedgies come in handy. So you put your blade halfway in there until you see the tree start to come together a little bit, and then you put your wedge in there and cut the rest of it and then pull your saw out. As you can see, the ground is made of quartz. And when that blade touches those quartz one time, I can notice a big difference. Like just now, it just hit a rock and I'm already telling a difference right away. So when you get to a log, in order to prevent hitting the ground, you go through and you make your notches. You cut about halfway through the log, flip it over, then cut the other side. despite the fact that I just replaced the chain right before getting to this log. I'm on chain number 2 for this tree. Usually this means one side of the teeth are sharper than the other. It's biting more into the wood on that left side more than the right side, so it's going this way. You also want to make sure your chain stays nice and tight during your cuts. I think that's one way to avoid this from the chain, like sitting like this and cutting mostly on one side more than the other. But I'm almost done with the job, so I'm not going to worry about it. Beautiful. All right, guys, so when you're all done chopping up your log into 16 to 20 inch pieces, it's time to split the log. These are all the pieces that are going to need splitting. These ones over here are not going to need splitting. You want to hit the outside of the log. Keep whacking it. Once you get it in, get your sledgehammer. When you're going to go split the pieces, you want to do it in triangular shapes. I found that they split a lot easier. That's why that one's so hard to split. When you have knots, branches coming off, makes it hard to split the log. So when you're splitting the wood, try to go like this. So there you have it, guys, how to turn a tree into firewood. We'll see you next time for another video on Playing Man.